What screams I make terrible financial decisions. My ex-SIL went to Walmart and bought a shitload of nail clippers, files, polish and anything to do fingernails with. I asked her what the hell she planned on doing with all that. She told me she was going to start a flea market. When you ask them how much they paid for something and they only know the monthly payment amount. Can't pay rent on time, but never misses a night out. Every time you get a chunk of cash, you think you have to find a way to spend it. A private in any branch of the military buying a Dodge Charger. Having the top of the line everything with a minimum wage, you or an unlicensed pharmacist on the side. My neighbor can't buy her kids' school shoes but has custom rims and wheels. I quit drinking, but took up a Lego addiction. It was cheaper being drunk. Reddit awards, now that we don't get free ones. Burning friends by asking for emergency money, based on some fake story that you will never repay. Yes, oddly specific. Yes, all too common. Making impulsive decisions right after getting paid. Expensive flashy car in the low-rent apartment complex parking lot. MLMs. When someone would rather go out than pay their light bill. Fancy pickup truck with bald tires. When you have a $150K allowance, a free house and vehicle and you're still dead broke for 4-5 months of the year. Sound specific? It's my entitled piece of shit uncle. I know someone who is always struggling with money. Then I found out he has individual cups of Dunkin' Donuts coffee delivered to him via third-party apps, of course, while he's working at home. You know, instead of making a pot of coffee for yourself, you own a Bored Ape NFT. Carrying long-term balances on credit cards. That interest will eat you alive. I know sometimes there are emergencies and people get overextended. But if you have a variety of debts, then credit card debt is most likely the one to try to take on first. Renting furniture. Making questionable and risky financial decisions today because you think you'll be in a better position in the near future. You might be, or you might not be. In fact, if you're the type of person who makes financial decisions this way, it will almost certainly be the latter. Buying an expensive car and modding it when you only just got your first minimum wage job. But don't worry, my payment didn't change. A huge amount of high-interest credit card debt. Driving an expensive luxury vehicle with the windows down in summer because you can't afford to fix the AC. I saw the same musical 2 nights in a row. A Wall Street bets. When the alcohol starts making all the decisions for you. 6 years sober. $3,000 wheels on a $3,000 car. I had 2 health insurance policies for 2 years. Didn't notice until I had a retirement solutions specialist review my bank account. Being the guy at work always bitching about being broke but calls out constantly and always seems to have a family emergency and has to leave early. Expensive luxury car in a mediocre to bad apartment complex. Multiple Warhammer armies. Decking out a baby with expensive clothes. As a college student, you're supposed to take out loans so you can go on trips and gain life experience while you're young. A former classmate of mine. Anything Louis Vuitton. Trying to control your submarine with an off-brand PlayStation controller. Those ugly LV bags people have when working a shit job. Having a negative account balance. A family member of mine has been begging money from everyone. He says they don't have enough money for food, rent, fuel for his wife to get to work, or for tires. We own a tire shop, and offered him a set of used tires for $40 if he will help mount them. It's a job he's familiar with. He said he didn't have $40. He goes to my sister-in-law and says he needs to make money for tires. She starts paying him daily for doing some remodeling work for her. He informs her on day 3 that he won't be available for the next 2 weeks because he is going on vacation to New Orleans. Cocaine. A new car while trying to figure out how to repay your SL and pay bills. Signing up for an MLM pyramid scheme. When you can look at each company's income report and see 99.7% of the sellers lose money, you must have some critical thinking issues to think it won't happen to you. Deciding between Dogecoin and Litecoin. Brand new Dodge Challenger parked and blasting music while the owner is raiding the free food pantry at the local church. Perhaps a $700 car payment is a bit outside your current budget. Buying a Range Rover. Those are horrible cars and they cost a lot. It's not a status symbol because someone with money would just get a better car. It's like tattooing stupid on your forehead. I know some people will go OMMGGG, but they're so cute. Just talk to any owner of a Range Rover and they will have PTSD levels of twitchiness. Oh yeah, Twitch, I love Twitch, my Range Rover violent Twitch, uncontrollable sobbing. Getting into debt to buy luxury products online. The vast majority of luxury customers aren't millionaires, they're regular people who earn below 6 figures. I had a buddy who decided to spend his tax rebate on a gaming chair. He already had a perfectly usable one, plus he was behind on his rent. Cigarettes are a super poor or super rich people activity. Carrying balances on credit cards. Me, to my pillow at night. Range Rover, aka how to spend twice as much for a less reliable Jeep. Payday loans. Rent to own. Shitbox car with fancy rims. As a doc working a Medicaid program where most of the patients are low income so they get everything for free. When a patient needs to cancel a free $10,000 appointment anesthesiologist time, along with surgical team because they didn't have money for the bus but then come in 2 days later with Nikes, iPhones, LV bags, etc. When your car payment is higher than your rent. Credit card debt acquired from not being able to afford vacations using your savings. Buying a $3,000 engagement ring with a credit card and having to open 2 other cards for balance transfers to pay it off while making $7-ish an hour. The kicker was we broke up 6 months later and I let her keep it, at least initially. My 20s were a blast. Rent to own gold jewelry. So I bought this course that's gonna teach me how to invest. Yeah, it was around $2,000. Driving expensive cars that you obviously can't afford. I know millionaires that drive 10-year-old Toyotas and I know people making $18, $20 are driving BMWs. Your very expensive car parked next to your single wide in the trailer park where you live. Smoking. You are paying a corporation to kill you. Slowly and painfully. Using a payday loan place. My many synthesizers. Slicked back hair, white bathing suit, sloppy steaks, white couch, glass house, white Ferrari, live for New Year's Eve. Holds up the line at the 7-Eleven because they are buying a bunch of lottery tickets. Ordering Uber daily. Buying a boat. Having everything on monthly payments. Yeah, you got a new phone, the best computer or a nice car, but paying monthly payments to those things is not a good idea. If you ain't got the money, don't buy it. Buying a brand new car every 2 to 3 years. Yeah, I'm short GME. They love me at the porn.